Good evening, Doleyman here, signing on. My first review for YouTube is a double whammy actually. The Shining and Room 237. Have you seen it, that Room 237? Classic. I'll just make a fag. Yeah, because they re-released it in November, didn't they? Or October, in time for Halloween. I know I'm a bit late with this one, but you know, better late than never. I'll just do myself a fag. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. Toffee flavoured toffee. Can't go back to that plain crap, you know. Anyway, yeah. Saw it at Corner House in Manchester. Well, saw it twice. Saw it on a Saturday, first Saturday night it were. And I'm about 4 or 5, you know, seats from back, but I was squashed up, my legs were squashed up. So on next Saturday afternoon, I thought, right, I'll get in early, front row, so I could stretch my legs out and have my full concentration revisiting the Overlook Hotel, you know. And of course, this is the extended version that they re-released. I don't know whether they're going to re-release this on DVD and Blu-ray now. They probably will. But of course, if you're familiar with The Shining, you would have had the Region 1. Well, I've got the Region 1 version. I got it many years ago. So yeah, about the DVD cover. This was the cover, and I didn't much like it. And I'm the sort of guy that if I don't like the cover, I've got to change it. You know, it's just one of them things I have that I'm going to do a video on it actually, different covers I've done for DVD. So here's my latest Shining one. So here we are. I used the thing from the DVD. This, what is it? He came as the caretaker, but this hotel had its own guardians who've been there a long time. So that was the from the old video cover actually. And then for the back, I just did some frame blow-ups, and they come out all right, you know, my own synopsis at the end of it. So it's alright. I like that one. I prefer it to the normal Region 1, you know, which is a bit crap. And there's many scenes in it than the original 2-hour version. I think it runs to about 2.5 hours now. Much better version. Makes a lot more sense. There's a lot more, you know, travelling around Overlook at the beginning. Various other things, either completely new. Danny with the nurse at the beginning, or scenes like Jack talking with Lloyd, that goes on longer. And there's more scenes later on as well. Anyway, you know. But the thing is, first caveat is that they showed it at Corner House and they're showing it in wrong ratio, 1:8:5. So they've chopped off, you know, sections at top and bottom. You know, if you watch the Region 1 DVD, it's a 1:3:3. It's virtually square, the screen, you know. So whether they're going to re-release it when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, if it's in a 1:8:5, it's wrong. That it's not right. It should be 1:3:3. But what can you do? Well, fuck all actually, you know. But when I first saw it, The Shining, back in the day, fucking hell, 32 years ago, God, where did that go? Whoosh. See ya, rum, 30 years. I weren't a big fan of it when I first saw it, because it always seemed to me a bit too long, a bit too slow. You know, it's like going on forever and ever. And at that time, the horror stuff, it were mostly stalking and slashes. You know, an hour and a half, loads of victims, loads of blood. Shining comes along, very sedate, and you're like, you know, it's too slow, this. But it's one of them movies, like a lot of Kubrick stuff, is that it kind of slowly but surely creeps up over the years, you know, and then pops up years later and says, "Hiya, you alright? Remember me? You thought I were crap?" No, I'm pretty good, aren't I? And you're there, yeah, you are. There's, what is it? There's something about revisiting the Overlook Hotel, you know. It's like, I just love being there. Not that you'd love being there in real life, but in a movie, it's like, yeah, I want to be in hotel. I want to be lost in hotel, not knowing where anything is, you know. I want to visit Gold Room, have a chat with Lloyd from 1920, you know. I want to be 18th Maze and get totally lost in that. Or meet Grady and his axe, you know. Couple of observations of The Shining. A mate of mine said this to me once, years ago. That when Jack visits the Gold Room for the first time, and the shot's right from in front of him and he's there with hands, oh, I'd give me soul for a drink and all this, and then he looks down and he looks into the camera and he said, "Hi Lloyd, little slow tonight." And a mate of mine said that you're supposed to get the impression there that there's nothing there, you know, because he's looking into the camera, and then it you know, the camera cuts and then you see Lloyd at the bar. And I thought about that, and I think it's right that you're not supposed to get, you're supposed to get the impression it's just in there, you know. At first I never did, because I'd read the book years ago, going in with the film. You already kind of know, you already think that it's haunted. But I think that shot, yeah, I've never twigged that. Another one was, I don't know whether somebody told me this or I read it somewhere, that when you see Danny on the, you know, the tricycle going round the Overlook's floors, and the camera's following him slowly behind, you're supposed to get the impression, or they thought that it's like the evil force of the hotel, like it's waking up from its slumber and it's gradually following him round, you know. And when you watch the movie with that in mind, it's pretty effective, you know. It seems it gives you more of a supernatural vibe to it, you know, as he's going over them, you know, the carpets, and he's following him, you bastards, like, you know. I also like that scene as well, where Jack's just had his conversation with Lloyd, and Wendy comes in. Jack, there's a mysterious woman in the hotel. She tried to strangle Danny, like, you know. And Jack says, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" You know, as if he's not, like, he's just been talking to some guy from 1920s, you know. Duh. And when he comes back to room, "Did you see anything, Jack?" "Not a goddamn thing, you know." "You're not mad, are you?" Know. Yeah. But I think ultimately what gives it that bit of extra something, it's like if you compare it to the, you know, the TV version, which is basically the book, you know, fully, whereas the Kubrick version's a bit different than Stephen King's original book. There's no ambiguity to this at all, whereas in the Kubrick version there is. You're never really sure whether the hotel actually is haunted or not, you know, whether there's actual ghosts there, or whether that these are just things that the characters are seeing, whether it's the psychosis of the characters themselves, whether it's, you know, it's just the ghosts and that are just manifestations of their own heads, kind of thing, you know, as they're all going a bit crackers, like, you know. But this seeds into Room 237, you know, which is the new docu that's come out. It's not out on DVD yet, about various theories about what The Shining's about, of course. And with this stuff, I mean,